morning, dear children. Welcome to science class. In previous class, we learned about metals and non-metals, right? How we define metals and non-metals by observing their physical properties and chemical properties. Some are easily identified with the properties of physical properties, and some can be only identified through the chemical properties, right? Okay. What is the substance? Is this a metal or non-metal? It's a non-metal, right? So if I drop this on the floor, does it make sound? Does it make sound? Yes, it makes some sound. If I drop this one on the floor, see, observe the sound which is making more sound. Is it a chalk piece or is it a piece of chalk or a bangle? Bangle, because it is made up of metal. However, they both are making sounds. So today we are going to learn about the topic sound. The topic about sound. Okay? So sounds we hear different types of sounds from our surroundings, right? Just close your eyes and listen to your surroundings. What kind of sounds you are hearing? If you are at home, you will hear some sort of sounds. If you are on the road, you will find many vehicle sounds, right? So we can hear too many sounds from our surroundings, maybe birds chirping or automobile sounds or making some cooking sounds, so music, TV sounds, all these sounds we can get from our surroundings. So how far sound is affected our lives, or how we are getting sounds, that we will learn in this lesson. Mostly sound is produced from a vibrating body. That means a vibrating body produces sound. What produces sound? A vibrating body produces sound. If you want to know that, just keep a bench. So if you keep your ear on the bench, you can find some vibrations through your ear. Okay? So that vibrated body producing sound. We will learn more deeply about that sound. Okay? Children, when a teacher enters a classroom, what do you say? You will say very good morning, right? When door is closed, how will you guess, or how do you identify that someone passes by? By hearing the footsteps, right? So how we are guessing all these? With the sound. So let us learn in this lesson some topics or objectives in this sound lesson. They are: to understand the sound is caused by vibrations, and we will know about the musical instruments, and we identify the sound from musical instruments, and we understand how sound is produced and propagated by humans, and acquire knowledge whether sound requires a medium for propagation, and we also understand the propagation of sounds in liquids and gases, and we analyze the working of human ear, and we define amplitude, time period and frequency of a vibration, and we distinguish between loudness and pitch, and we analyze the audible and inaudible sounds, and we differentiate between noise and music, and we understand about noise pollution and its control measure. Okay? So how a vibrating body produces sound? Let us see in this. See, there is a tuning fork. When it is hammered, it produces some vibrations. See, these are the vibrations. And see here, two indications are there. One is rarefied and one is compressed. See how a object vibrates. If the vibrations are having gaps in between them, that is called rarefied, and the vibrations are very close, that is called compressed area. Okay? We learned that sound is produced by a vibrating body. Here there is an internal connection between the particles. See, these rods are indicated as particles, but they are connected with one substance or something. So that something is called as medium. Okay? Here you can see that compression. When the first one is touched the next one, automatically next particle is getting vibrated. So vibration needs a medium. That means sound traveling, it needs a, for the traveling of sound, it needs a medium. You can understand this after passing the train away. If you keep your ear on the railway track, you can still feel the vibrations of the train movement. We say sound as sound waves. The movement of sound we call as sound waves. So sound waves travel in two ways. One is longitudinal waves and another one is transverse waves. First one is longitudinal waves, which they stretch or pass in horizontal direction. That is called longitudinal waves. And transverse waves represents the movement of the sound particles are perpendicular to the movement of the object. So that is called transverse waves. How do we identify sounds? By hearing the sounds, and we can also distinguish the sound by hearing or predicting its kind of sound. We can see different kinds of sounds. In your textbook it is provided a bell sound. How a bell sounds? See, ring the bell and hear the sound. That is one kind. And after ringing the bell, just hold the bell tightly, then hear the sound. How the bell sounds? So there are two kinds of sounds you can hear. So a vibrating body produces sound, but how it is producing? When we are holding the bell tightly, how is the movement of vibrations? Movement of the vibrations. Or when we leave the bell freely, just hearing the sound, how is it? So there is a difference. You can test it with the bell which you are having at your puja room. Once test it. Okay, Nana? And next one, matchbox tied with a rubber band. Okay, a plastic rubber band. If you stretch the rubber band and left, how the vibrations of sound will be? The rubber band stretches, how it is producing sound, that you can understand. After stretching the rubber band and leaving, just keep the matchbox at your ear. So how is that? Next, rattling sound of papers. Rattling sound of papers. When you blow air into the papers or pages of a book, you will find a different sound. So we can get or produce different types of sounds like this. Next, strike a plate with a spoon, then identify the sound, how it is producing sound. So just we are making or observing the different kinds of sounds. Okay. And here a hacksaw is fixed to the table and press it down and leave. How it vibrates. Observe and how the movement of hacksaw blade and how it is producing vibrations. That also you can understand. So with these activities we can understand producing different types of sound, and after producing sound they are vibrating. That means with the vibration only they are producing sounds. So we can define that vibrating body produces sound. Vibrating body produces sound. Okay, we identified that a vibrating body produces sound. Okay, it is producing sound. That means, does it have any energy? Does a sound has energy or not? So that we have to prove. So for that, let us do an activity, ma. So for that purpose, you need a cell phone, a tumbler, better it should be a glass tumbler, and a balloon and a rubber band, some sugar crystals or even like grains or broken rice, that also you can consider here. Okay, you should do this activity, Nana. So take these things and watch the video. After that you have to do this and perform this activity. Okay, let's do this activity. Take a glass and place it on the table. Now take a mobile phone and place it in the glass. Take a balloon and stretch it around the open end of the glass. And now take a rubber band and wrap it around the balloon. Okay, this is the process. So here the rubber band and the balloon acts like a diaphragm. Okay, make sure that the stretched balloon should act like a diaphragm by covering the mouth of the glass, and put some sugar crystals on the stretched balloon. Now ask your friend, or you only try with another phone, ring your mobile then the mobile inside the glass tumbler will move. That means it vibrates, okay, or it rings. Not vibration, let it be ring. Then how does it move? See, the sugar crystals on the diaphragm are dancing or not. So we observe the dancing sugar crystals as phone produces sound inside the bottle, because the vibration of diaphragm can be observed from dancing of sugar crystals. Suppose if there is no sound produced inside the bottle, sugar crystals on the diaphragm remain stationary. So we learned that when we produce sound inside the bottle, the stretched rubber sheet vibrates and makes the sugar crystals jump or dance. Hence we can conclude that the sound has energy to move sugar crystals, make them vibrate on the diaphragm. Similar to the stretched rubber band or rubber sheet in the above activity, sound produced at a distance travels through air and reaches our ears and creates a sensation of hearing in our ears, so that we are able to hear the sounds. Okay. So with this activity, what did you understand, children? Sound has energy. Sound has energy. You also do this activity, because very easy things you can have at your home, available things. So take them and do this activity, and also post in the group this activity. Okay, Nana? Look here, children. What are they? They are musical instruments, right? Yes. So here some musical instruments are there. Can you say their names? Maybe you might have known some of the musical instruments here, but nowadays some musical instruments in this we are not able to see. Of course, in classical music we can observe, but all are watching Western music now, so that you are unable to see. Whatever, I will say what are they. This one, Veena. This is Veena, and this is harmonium. This is tabla, and this is Manjira. Okay, Chedatalu used to say Manjira. And this is called Ghatam. It looks like a pot and it produces sound. And it is guitar. It is guitar, and it is dholak. What is this? Dholak. And this is ek tara. Tara means string. Ek tara means you might have seen this. Actually, we have to hold this in horizontal direction. Then you can identify it easily. It is called ek tara because there is only one string. Okay. So these are some musical instruments. Beyond these, you can tell some more musical instruments names like shahnai, casio or piano or mouth organ. When we stretch these strings of guitar, it produces sound, right? But not only that strings, but the air inside the guitar also it vibrates and produces sound. So that vibrations reaches and it creates a sensation to the ear, so that we are able to hear. Like that, veena and mandolin, these are also some string based or string type musical instruments. Okay, string type musical instruments. And tabla, does it have string? No, but the upper part, it is a membrane. The upper part is called as membrane, the skin of the dead animals. And stretched membrane, it vibrates and produces sound. When we are beating on them or when we play drums on that, it produces sound. Like that, some other examples are drum, dholak and tabla. Next type, see, what's this? Flute. How do we use it? When we blow air in the flute, the air columns vibrates and produces sound. The air columns in the flute, they produce. When we blow according to the music, or if you are well playing a flutist, or if you are a flutist, you can play it well. So, however, when we blow air inside the flute, it vibrates and produces sound. For this air column, some more examples are clarinet, whistle and trumpet. We can also let us create an instrument at our home. Okay, do you want to play with that? So for that activity, we need 5 metal glasses like this. Okay, Okay, take 5 metal glasses and pour different quantities of water into 5 metal glasses. Different levels, at 5 different levels. Now take a wooden stick and strike the metal glasses gently with a wooden stick. Observe the changes in sound. We have observed that each of the glasses will have a different tone when we strike them with the wooden stick. Here the glass with the more water, less air gap will have the lowest tone, while the glass with the less water, because having more air gap, it produces greater tone. We learned that the small vibrations are made when we strike the glass. This creates sound waves which travel through the water. So glasses filled with water up to a different height produces different sound based on the amount of air gap present in the glass. Thus, we can conclude that the sounds are produced by the vibrating bodies and by the air passing through the orifices of the instruments, like the musical instruments, it produces sound. So, Jal Tarang, it is called, this process is called Jal Tarang. What is this, ma? Jal Tarang. So, it works based on the principle of change in quality of sound. Change in quality of sound. The Jal Tarang, one of the most rarely heard instruments today, is among the oldest instruments in the world. It consists of metal bowls filled with water and struck by 2 wooden sticks. See how he is playing. Okay, this is called Jal Tarang. Children, you also do this activity and observe when do we hear this kind of sound. After doing this activity, you will come to know this is a kind of resemblance with some other sounds. Can you guess? When you do this activity, if you do it properly, if you play it slowly one by one or fast, so you can notice that the sound resembles to the rainfall sound, the sound of rainfall. So when there is a rainfall, the rainfall also produces a sound or a kind of music. Have you experienced any time? Next time you notice that. Okay. So like that you can produce the Jal Tarang, using Jal Tarang, the resemblance of rainfall sound. So in this topic we have learnt about musical instruments. That musical instruments, about 3 kinds we have learnt. They are string based, membrane based and with the air columns. Here in your textbook about 2 famous personalities is given. One is Bismillah Khan. He is the famous Shehnai player. Sannai antam kada. So Shehnai player. Another person is the famous or renowned classical musician Chittu Babu. He plays Veena. Okay, about them it is given in your textbook. Once read the textbook part. So children, we have gone through this. Once again read your textbook part up to this part and you can understand that. And I have given to you 2 activities to do. First one is to prove that sound has energy and second one about Jal Tarang. Okay, you must do these 2 activities and you must perform them and post that videos in the group. Okay, Nana? So this is for your sake. You have to understand in a better way by doing these activities. Once again watch these videos and also read the textbook thoroughly, then you can understand well. Okay, thank you.